morning, dear children. Okay. So in yesterday's class, what we have studied? In yesterday's class, what we have studied? Yes. So in yesterday's class, we have studied separation of insoluble solids from the liquids, right? Okay. Now, in today's session, let us study separation of soluble solid from liquid. Yes, or their solution. So today we will go for the second method of separation, right? So under this we have two methods. Which are those two methods? First one, that is evaporation. Yes, evaporation. And second one is condensation. Okay. So what is the purpose of using these methods? That is evaporation and condensation. What is the purpose of using this evaporation and condensation? You all know that yesterday's session we have seen separation of insoluble solids from the liquids. But here we are taking soluble solids. For example, please look at this soluble solids. Right. Here I take what? This is what? Beaker. So in this beaker, I am pouring water, right? So again in this water, I will add salt. So you all know that salt is soluble in water. What is meant by soluble? Soluble means what? Yes, the soluble solid is a substance. Yes, yes. Very good. So soluble solid is nothing but which mixes or which completely dissolve in water. So that substances we call it as soluble substances. So here salt is a soluble substance. Now when we mix water with the salt, we get what? Salty water. Now, are you able to see this salt in this water? Are you able to see these salt particles in a water? No. Then what is method of separation of this salt from the water? How we evaporation. So if we want to separate or if we want to remove the salt from water, we use evaporation process. Now let us study what is this evaporation process, how we are going to separate salt from that evaporation process from the water. Are you ready for this? Very good. So now again I'll take what? I'll take some other shape of beaker. Okay, I'll take some pot-like shape. How it is? Okay, here what I'm having? I'm having round flask. Yes. So this I'll keep on a stand. I'll keep this on a stand. Now below this stand, I'll keep what? Burner. The stove. Below this stove. Right? Flame. Now here this pot, or you can see the round bottom flask. Here I am having salty water, which has the salt which has completely dissolved in water, right? where we cannot see the salt particles in the water, but we wanted to separate the salt. For that purpose, we will start this burner which will supply heat to this water. Right? Now, this water will start boiling. What will happen? This water will start boiling. When it reaches its boiling point, right? This boiling point and melting point we all are going to study in higher classes. But remember, when water reaches its boiling point, it starts boiling. Now what will happen after boiling? Here the water vapors are reduced. When it starts boiling, the water vapors start raising upwards. Now, as it go on raising or as it go on producing water vapors, the level of water will start decreasing, right? Yes, the water will disappear from this pot. But we can see something which is left behind in this pot. What is left behind in this pot? Salt. Yes, here we finally got salt, and water has been vaporized completely when we start boiling salty water, and these vapors start rising upwards, leaving behind salt. So we have separated water and salt from the salty water. So understood what is meant by evaporation process? So evaporation process is the process where we get soluble solids from any liquid after supplying heat to that. When we supply heat, it starts boiling. It means the solution which we have taken, that is, it will start boiling. As it starts boiling, it gives us vapors leaving behind the solid. The solid is nothing but here salt. So this is what evaporation process. Understood? Anybody is having doubt? Anybody is having doubt? Yes. So here one more activity we will take for evaporation. Yes. So here I am having China dish. What is China dish? Sometimes you might have seen in your home which is colorful, white color, green color, China dish. Yes. So in that China dish, again I will take what? Water plus copper sulfate solution. I will take water plus copper sulfate solution. Okay. And now again I'll start boiling this solution. Right? So what happens in this case now? Yes, this water when it reaches its boiling point, it starts boiling, giving out vapors, right? So water starts boiling and it vaporizes. Vaporizes means you have seen that something smoke like on the top of that water. Yes, vapors. So when it starts boiling, the water will start vaporizing, leaving behind what? Copper sulfate solution or the copper sulfate particles. Here only the copper sulfate is left inside this China dish. And one more thing important, you should remember that this copper sulfate or salt, they do not vaporize. So that is why they remain back here in this container. Only the water will vaporize. Understood? So this is what evaporation. So how we get salt or the copper sulfate or the soluble solid from the solution? For that we follow evaporation process. Understood? in in getting what salt near the ocean or the sea. Okay. So suppose here you can see the sea water is there. This is big sea, right? This is ocean, and beside the ocean, what we have? Beach. What we have? Beach, or you can say land, right? Yes. So now here beside this sea, big shallow pits are made. Shallow pits are made. The land is dug in order to get a big pit. Okay, so big pits are made in this land. Shallow pits. Okay. Now what will happen here? Or you can say shallow ponds also. Now, as this water starts flowing heavily and these waters are collected in this ponds or the pits which is there beside this sea. Okay. Now, here somewhere sun is there due to this sunlight. This sunlight when it reaches this shallow pits or the ponds, the water will become heat and then this water will start vaporizes. Here we are not using any burner over here because it pits are too much big. So in order to supply heat, the natural sunlight we are using, the natural heat we are using, that is sun. So these are open only, right? So when the sunlight reaches this water, the water will start vaporizing, leaving behind what? Salt. Next, this salt is collected later and it is sent to for making pure. So in this way, we collect salt from the ocean. Okay. So here sea is there, beside that sea beach or land is there. So in that land, big shallow pits or the ponds are made. And again, this sea water is allowed to flow and fall down into this shallow pits. As there is no any burner or stove here we are using. The natural heat that is emitted by the sun. That heat reaches the shallow ponds and this water will start vaporizing, leaving behind that salt. And this salt, whatever we are getting, it is not a pure salt. So after getting this impure salt, we are sending it for purification. So in this manner, we get salt from the ocean. And here which process they are following? That is evaporation process is applied over here to get a pure salt. Understood, students? Yes, ma'am. Now, anybody is having doubt in evaporation? No. No? Very good. Shall we go for next method? No? Yes, ma'am. Yes. Now we will see what is meant by condensation. So what is this condensation? Okay. Now we will forget about condensation. What we'll do is, have you seen pressure cooker in your home? Yes, ma'am. Pressure cooker. Yes, you all have seen that pressure cooker, right? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is it looking like a pressure cooker? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So here your mom is using pressure cooker to cook any kind of dishes. Suppose here we will start cooking what? Rice. We'll take what? Rice. So here for cooking rice we want water plus rice. Right? These are what? Raw rice which I have mixed with the water. Now, when I start this burner or these two or gas which you are using in home, this heat is applied to this water or the solution of water plus rice. Now, here again, when this water reaches its boiling point, it will start vaporizing, right? And as it starts vaporizing, you can see the sound of the cooker, yes, giving out the vapors of that water, right? And some vapors are collecting here at the bottom of this lid of this cooker. It is collected the bottom surface of that cooker lid. And here you can see after some times when you open that lid, you will observe that the droplets at the bottom of that surface of cooker. Sometimes you can see the droplets which are falling down from that pressure cooker lid. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Yes. So this is what the condensation process that is taking place in a pressure cooker or any material which you are using for cooking purpose. So shall we see what is that condensation process exactly? Okay. So here I'll put some what? Okay. Here I am putting some of dishes, or for example, we drink only water. So when we start boiling this water, when it reaches its boiling point, it starts vaporizing. These vapors, they are settled here down at the bottom of that lid. Yes. So when that vapors are cooled down, that vapors are converted into droplets. What is converted into droplets? These vapors, when they sit at the bottom of that lid, and when we try to cool that vapors are converted into water droplets. And again, that water droplets, we can get it in the form of water. So what we are doing here? We are converting what? Vapors of water into water droplets. So the process of conversion of water vapors into water droplets is called condensation. Now we understood what is meant by condensation. Condensation is nothing but here whatever the vapors are we are getting. We will cool that vapors by closing lid. That vapors will sit at the bottom of that lid. When we cool that, we get back again the water droplets. So this is nothing but the condensation process. Understood what is meant by condensation process? Okay. Yes, ma'am. So the steam, or else you can call this as a steam also. Steam or water vapors. So I'll explain this evaporation and condensation in brief. In evaporation, what we have seen, it is conversion water into water vapors, right? But what is mean by condensation? Condensation is conversion of water vapors into water droplets. Understood? So evaporation is the process where it is the conversion of liquid or the water into the vapors of that particular liquid. Next, condensation. Condensation is a process where the conversion of water or any liquid vapors into its droplets. The vapors we are again getting back into in the form of liquid. So anybody is having doubt in this? Two process. Who is that? Yes. So just go through this once again. If anybody is having doubt in this two process, let us revise it once again. If not, then we'll move to next method. Shall we move to next method? Okay. So now in this session, what we have studied, that is separation of soluble solid from the liquid by two methods. One is evaporation, one more is condensation. So remember this. Now we will see. So now in this method, we will see separation of soluble liquids from their solution or from their liquids. So under this, we will be studying one method called distillation. Which method? Distillation. Okay. So what is this distillation? Here I write method of obtaining pure liquid from the solution. So what is mean by distillation? Distillation is a process where when the methods of obtaining pure liquid from the solution. Imagine you have a mixture or you can see the solution. Okay, here we have two liquids. This is liquid 1 and this is liquid 2. Now we will mix this both liquid in order to get the solution. So when we mix liquid with the liquid, we get solution. But when we mix solids with the solids or any object with the object, we get mixtures. Okay, here we get solution of liquid 1 and 2. Right? Now here we have taken two liquids, we mixed them to get a solution. Now forget these two liquids. Now we have only this solution. But we wanted to separate that two liquids. Okay? We wanted to separate that two liquids. Now how we separate these two liquids? We separate these liquids with the help of distillation process. Okay, we will see how this distillation process helps in getting that pure liquid. Yes? What doubt you have? Anybody is facing problem? No? Yes? Yes, what? What you want to write in notebook, Baba? No, I'll tell you what to write in notebooks, okay? First we will finish this lesson. Try to understand all the methods, don't forget any methods. I may give any methods in your exam. Yes? First switch on your cameras. I want to see your faces. You're sleeping or you are concentrating? Fast, open your cameras. Okay, first let me finish this lesson. I'll ask all questions based on this lesson. Okay, don't forget any method. I'll ask condensation, evaporation, sedimentation, what is meant by sediment, supernut, everything I'm going to ask after completion of this lesson. And then only I'll give question answers to write. Am I clear? Yes, ma'am. Okay, first let me draw the diagram. I'll draw here. You all should practice these diagrams, okay? When diagrams will come for exam? Yes. Diagrams will come. Okay, ma'am. You all should practice this, okay? Okay, ma'am. Okay. So for distillation process, we are taking this experiment, right? This is called distillation flask. What it is called? Distillation flask. Distillation flask. You all can see this now? Writings? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Distillation flask. Next one, burner. What it is? Burner. And this one is thermometer. Thermometer. Right? And this is condenser. Condenser. We will see condenser how it works. Next, this is one more receiving flask. Here we write only flask. Distillate. Now shall we begin how this apparatus work? You all can see clearly, right? You all can see clearly, right? Okay. Now here I am having solution. What I am having? I have taken solution in distillation flask. What I have taken? I have taken solution in distillation flask, which is the mixture of two liquids. It is mixture of what? Two liquids. We can say it is a impure liquid. It is a impure liquid. Now we want pure liquid. This is impure. You cannot use this impure liquid. But we wanted what? Pure liquid. So in order to get pure liquid, we use this distillation process. And these liquids are of two here. It is a mixture of two liquids. And now what will happen here? I'll start heating this solution. I'll supply heat to this solution. Now what happens after this? Here liquid 1 and liquid 2, both the temperature, both the boiling points are different. Okay. Suppose here I am taking the boiling point of liquid 1 is different and boiling point of liquid 2 is different. Now, first what happens is the boiling point of liquid 1 reaches first. Okay. When boiling point of liquid 1 reaches first, it starts boiling and then it starts vaporizing. It will start giving vapors. So liquid 1 is started giving what? Steam, or you can say vapors. So these vapors are collected in the condenser. Yes. So that liquids are collected in the not liquid, the vapors are collected in the condenser. Here there is no space to go out that vapors. This is completely packed. Okay. So as this solution starts boiling, whose liquid's boiling point reaches first, it starts boiling. Then as it starts boiling, it gives us vapors, and that vapors are collected in the condenser. And here in this condenser, these vapors are cooled. Okay, in this condenser, these vapors are cooled. So as that vapors are started cooling, that vapors are converted into what? Droplets, right? When we cool that vapors will cool and that vapors will convert into droplets, and that droplets are again collected in the receiving flask, and whatever pure liquid we are getting, that is called distillate. What it is called? Distillate. The pure liquid which we are getting here after the process of boiling and condensing, that pure liquid is called the distillate. Understood? And the one more liquid which was mixed with the this liquid it will remain back here only because the boiling point is lesser than the boiling point of this liquid. The boiling point of this liquid was high. So it started vaporizing first, and that vapors are collected in condenser, and then vapors are cooled. And that vapors, when we cool it will convert into droplets of that particular liquid. And that liquid we have collected in the another flask. And that pure liquid, whatever we are getting, that we call it as a distillate. Understood? So why we are using this distillation process? To get a pure liquid. This is a pure liquid. Yes. Anybody is having doubt in this process?
No, ma'am.
You all understood? So it is distillation process is a method of obtaining pure liquid from the solution. Okay, solution it is a mixture of two or more liquids. Here we have taken the solution or the mixture of two liquids, but we wanted to separate that both the liquids. Now what will happen here in this method is these solutions are heated first. Okay, and then the temperature or the boiling point of both the liquids are different. So first liquid's boiling point, when it reaches, it starts boiling, giving out vapors, and that vapors are collected in the condenser. In this condenser, the whatever vapors are collected, it is cooled down in order to get the liquids, and again that liquids are collected in the another flask in order to get the pure liquid separately. So this process we call it as a distillation, and the pure liquid we get in another flask is called a distillate. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
No doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone should practice these diagrams. Don't forget to remember these definitions and the methods which we have studied in each process. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll take another 5 minutes and we'll wind up the class. So just go on telling me which all methods we have studied till now to separate substances or the liquids. First one is sedimentation, decantation, loading, filtration, next evaporation, next one condensation. Very good. Yes. Distillation. So these are the methods which we have studied in detail with the help of examples. Bye.